that scene that you saw in Moscow, I was shooting with about 30 other camera operators, and they were making YouTube highlight reels for this culture, because social media was a big part of it, and a lot of them were better than I was as a camera operator. And this is when I had this little epiphany. All of them were focused on the same thing, the athlete on stage. And I was like, I'm not making a highlight reel for YouTube. I want to make a film that goes to film festivals. So I turned the other way and started filming the people in the stands, the athletes behind the stage, right? The culture. That's the story that I was telling. But at the time, my imposter syndrome was flaring. And I was thinking that nobody looks like me, right? I'm by myself out here, just like I was talking to Anna about the TikTok, and all the other lenders are doing parody videos, and I don't want to do that. Nobody looks like me, so I can't see how I can make it happen. Instead of, nobody looks like me. I'm alone. I have no competition. I can own my lane, right? Stop looking at what you have as a flaw and look at the way you can leverage it and reframe those thoughts. So instead, I said, I understand better than most in my field that it is the man, not the machine, or the human, not the machine, that tells great stories, and I am an expert storyteller. All of these are the same exact issue that I was dealing with at that time, just a change of perspective. Now, does anybody want to be bold enough to share a limiting belief that they have? Thank you. I don't have enough time. Has anybody else had that thought? Yeah, every day. Yeah, every day. Right. Okay, did you have a reframe thought? I have all the time I need. That was mean, and he used the same words too. I have all the time I need, right? You've allocated that time to something. You're dedicating your time to something. You're prioritizing it. So instead of, you hear this a lot too, I'm too busy. No, I'm not prioritizing that right now. If you want to work out, you will. And listen, this stuff is easier said than done. Again, why we have to look at ourselves objectively. Because we all know that, you can't find the time, you have to make the time. That's not necessarily easy to do. Going back to the plan. Who else has a limiting belief? We can even workshop one here today. Come on, we all are telling our stories that aren't true. Yes, I'll come back to you.
I'm never going to be financially free.
Oof. Y'all hit me right in the feels today. I am never going to be financially free. Ooh, that's a weight, right? That's a weight. Reframe thought. Yes. Changing your perspective. Here's the thing that I can't explain this juju. You can explain it in many different ways, but just changing your perspective and drawing that in, a money mantra. These things work, and I don't know how to explain it. It's not just magic or the Force in Luke Skywalker's case, right? But it's that you're opening yourselves up to opportunity. We're going to go exactly where we need to in 2 minutes to this point. Now, this is perfect. This is the one that I had. This is my first film. I'm not going to be able to do this well. What I realized was you just got to tell a good, simple story. You can't have all these characters and all these storylines. Go for the heart of what people care about and tell a good story. So I'm not experienced enough. And what does that limiting belief prevent you from doing? The amount of energy that you're going to bring to it being, so this is the time where she's going to have the most time to dedicate to people. Bring the most energy to people because she's at the beginning of your career. You're hungry, right? So does that sound like you're going to dedicate more of your time to that person? Yeah. Do you think the client would like to hear that? Now we're already jumping ahead to where I'm taking us, right? Now you know how to communicate these things instead of saying well, I know I don't have as much experience as other people. What? Stop. Don't say something like that. Don't ever say something like that. Be real, be authentic. Listen, I just started. I love what I do. I've only done this a year. I've only been public speaking for 2, the pandemic happened, so 3 years, but really only 2. I love it, right? And I use that to my benefit, right? That I'm early, and I'm going to be here for you because it's important to me. I love what I do, and I want to do this the rest of my life. Now, if I hear that and I'm looking for a house, yes, I need your time because you're going to go the extra mile for me. That's how flipping that script works when now you're delivering those stories that you tell others. But they all start with the story that you tell yourself.